It's a goal, his eighth goal.
Welcome back as the Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network, and joining me on today's edition of the show is a man you know so well, Emmanuel Michael. Good evening to you and welcome to another exciting edition of Sports Extraordinary.
Yeah, good evening to you, Kingsley, and good evening to our viewers out there. I'm just excited this evening. I don't know whether because Super Eagles will be locking horns with Lesotho tomorrow. I'm just excited because I know that victory will certainly be ours.
Of course, Nigerians are praying that, of course, the Super Eagles gets a victory in that particular encounter, and I think of course, in that same direction, that the Super Eagles should be able to get, an interesting result in that particular, game tomorrow against Lesotho, because so many are saying that Lesotho shouldn't be a very tough opponent for Team Nigeria. Taking a look at the squad level of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, that they should be able to dismantle Lesotho. But that game comes up tomorrow by 5 p.m. I tell you, a lot of Nigerians are already anticipating that particular. But keep our fingers crossed on that, as we should take a look at that particular game and how it will pan out tomorrow. Michael, let's take a look at athletics on the show, as Nigerians Toby Amusan and other Nigerians have been omitted from the finalists for the men's and women's World Athletes of the Year. On July 16, 2023, Amusan clocked a new season best of 12.34 seconds in the 100 meters hurdle at the Celestial Diamond League meets. 3 days later, she was charged with missing 3 anti-doping controls and was given a provisional suspension from participation. At the 2023 World Championship held in Budapest, she finished 6th in the final, held in 24th of August. And the 10 athletes who represent 4 countries, each from 4 area associations, have achieved sensational performances across a range of athletics disciplines in 2023, winning titles and breaking world record at the World Athletics Championship in Budapest. One-day meeting circuit label road races and other events around the world And the women nominees are Tijat Asefan of Ethiopia, Fumke Bowl of Netherlands, Sherika Jackson of Jamaica, Faith Kipchoge of Kenya, and Yulima Rogers of Venezuela. While the nominees for the men's title are Niraj Chopra of Indonesia, Ryan Cruiser of USA, Mondo Duplessis of Sweden, Kevin Kipton of Kenya, and Noelise of United States of America. Michael, what do you make of the omission of Toby Amusan on this particular award?
Well, for me, I think first I must say that it is quite disappointing to know that our own Toby Amusan wasn't, picked or included in that, list. Not just Toby Amusan, but our athletes generally. No one was speaking both in the male and the female category. But then again, I will say that I'm not surprised because of the fact that, there's no Nigerian athlete that you truly say that he or she is very standout this season. The only standout athlete that Nigeria could boast of for this season, so long as I'm concerned, is Toby Amusan, who, our issue with the athletic, federation, talking about the AIU, Athletic Integrity Unit, where she actually missed 3 whereabout tests as well, that actually landed her in the net of the Athletic Integrity Unit. But then again, God helped her. She was able to, she was cleared after a few weeks of battle between she and the Athletic Integrity Unit. We know how the issue went back and forth. Even at the dying minute where she was about to head into Budapest, it had to take the grace of God before she was able to be cleared to take part in that very one. And again, she took part in the Budapest as she did not put in her best performance, because she finished 6th, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, she finished 6th, which is a very poor outing for her. And coming at the back here where she was in form, don't forget she won the Diamond League, heading into that one, breaking a record of 12.34 seconds. So we thought that she's going to build on that momentum, build on that high, fine form that we saw her in the Diamond League. But then again, the issue of the AIU, that is Athletic Integrity Unit, came up, and I think that weighed her down a little bit, because you can't have all of that pressure, all that challenges, and she had to cross those hurdles and was able to be cleared at the dying minutes before she could take part in the, at Budapest out there. And you will say that that challenge is truly, made her to struggle at the Diamond League. She didn't give out, at the Budapest, she didn't give out her best, finishing 6th. That was a very poor outing for the caliber and quality of what Toby Amusan brings to the table. Naturally, you expect her to go out there and compete favorably well with others. But then again, she was unable to, put in her best. So that is the reason why she was not included in this list. And I'm not surprised. And in the male category, there's no Nigerian athlete that we truly say, yes, this person was, very, very magnificent this season. And that is the reason why most of them could not make it. In short, no Nigerian athlete made into the list. And the list, the names that we saw, there are people that, broke record. Their standard performance. The likes of Faith Kipchoge and the likes of, Sherika Jackson. These are names that you will truly beat your chest and say, yes, they truly deserve to make the list. And for me, I'm not surprised, just like I said. But then again, we need to, do more better heading forward, so that possibly next year you can have 2 or 3 Nigerians, being included in that list.
Talking about doing more better, I think last time we saw Toby Amusan on this list.
Yeah.
But this time around, her name, of course, was not included. Will you really attribute it, to the fact that, she's actually gone through a lot, this year, especially when it has to do with the doping, issue you just, raised, as it is? Do you think that could be one of the reasons that, Toby Amusan couldn't actually, we didn't see her being nominated in this particular end of the year award in athletics?
Definitely, that is a major reason, among some other reason, but that for me is the major reason. Like I said earlier, she did pretty well at the Diamond League, even before the World Athletic Championship that took place at Budapest. She did extremely well, even breaking a record in 12.34 seconds at the Diamond League. She clinched that very one. A week or 2 weeks ahead before the World Athletic Championship at Budapest, before the issue of the Athletic Integrity Unit came up, that she was unable to make herself available for the test for 3 consecutive times. She did not disclose her location, which for me went against the rules of the Athletic Integrity Unit, and because of that, she was slammed with a temporary suspension ban at that point in time, whereas investigation was being carried out. And heading into a major tournament, and you are faced with such a dilemma, it makes you to think, am I going to be cleared even before the championship? I mean, with all of those things, you cannot properly concentrate to be able to give in your best even in training, because a whole lot of things will be going through your mind. Are they going to clear me? Are they not going to clear me? So, and I think for me, her psychological balance was affected, and by that she actually lost concentration heading into that World Athletic Championship at Budapest. So for me, I think that is the major reason why she performed poorly rather at the World Athletic Championship, because the mental trauma that she passed through heading into that one is enough reason to destabilize her, to disorganize her, from focusing. And you know what it means, going to such a big championship with other, renowned athletes, the likes of Sherika Jackson, Camacho Queen, Kipchoge, just name them, Scott Jones, and name them, heading into such a big championship, and you're about to square up against the best legs in the world, and you are carrying a heavy burden of whether you are going to be cleared, whether you are going to be punished, whether you are going to be banned for life, and all of those things. I mean, such a distraction wasn't okay for her, and for me, I think that is the major reason why she did not do pretty well either in the World Athletic Championship at Budapest.
All right, so we hear the winner for this one will be announced on the 11th of December, and we'll keep our fingers crossed on that particular one. 11th of December this year is actually the date for the winner to be announced. Let's take a look at.
I hope I'm going to be one of those lucky fans that they've mapped out for free ticket to go out there at Monaco, spend 3 good days, your ticket being paid, traveling allowance, feeding, accommodation, and all that. I hope I will be one of those super fans, that will be qualified or selected for this trip.
Good initiative for the world from the World Athletics.
Sure.
For putting up this particular one, especially for the fans.
Definitely, very good initiative. But for me, I think they should have increased the number, at most 5, because you're giving one fan a VIP ticket to go for such a holiday. I think it's a lifetime opportunity that athletic fans all over the world crave and wish to. This is where you get to meet the best legs in the world of athletics. You meet with them one-on-one, you shake hands with them, you share your moments of joy with them. So for me, I think the athletic body should increase the VIP fans, trip to at most 5. Let's start from 5, because just one across the whole world, okay. I mean, it is too poor.
All right, let's see who will be the lucky winner for this particular one being put up by the World Athletics. Let's stay away from athletics as we take a look at cricket on the show. As Nigeria men's senior cricket team, the Yellow Greens are currently intensifying their preparation for the 2024 T20 World Cup qualifiers, which will be played in Namibia, with a series of friendlies against a selected side in Zimbabwe. Steve Tikolo arrived in Zimbabwe last weekend for a training tour ahead of the qualifiers and have lined up a series of games against Rhinos Cricket Club. Having now played 2 or 4 the games already, Nigeria and Rhinos will face off again on Thursday, which is tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday at the Kigwe Sports Club. The 2024 T20 World Cup will be played in the United States and the West Indies, and the second phase of the African qualifiers will be held from November 20th to December 4th in Windhoek, Namibia. Nigeria will battle Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and Namibia where he plays in the United States of America and the West Indies. And the top two teams from the qualifiers will progress to the World Cup, which will be played between June 4th to June 30th, 2024. This is another, you know, huge battle, of course, for the Nigerian cricket side. But take a look at the countries mentioned, Michael. Do you see Nigeria, the Nigerian cricket team, surpassing this hurdle?
Very, very possible. I see them surpassing this hurdle. The likes of Mozambique, Namibia, Rwanda, Kenya, and the rest. I think these are very strong African teams when it has to do with hockey out there. But then again,
cricket, you mean?
Yes, cricket. I mean to say, not hockey. But then again, I would say that the Nigerian cricket team this time around, they've been able to, stay in good form this season. I will not forget to say that. So for me, I think they can actually build on the good form that we've seen them this season going ahead for the next championship qualifier. And again, I also strongly think that late preparation has been the bane of Nigerian teams. Whether in hockey, whether in cricket, whether in football or basketball, talk about sports generally, late preparation is the bane of Nigerian teams whenever we are heading for major championship out there. We just have to stay until the dying minute, the rush hour move. That is where we begin to scamper on how to organize ourselves. So for me, this early preparation is going to help the cricket team to be able to, go out there and compete favorably well with the likes of Kenya, Rwanda, Zimbabwe, just name them. So for me, I strongly believe that with this early preparation and taking part in one or two tournament or competition or friendly games, if you want to put it that way, before the main qualifying series, kicks off, is going to help the cricket team of Nigeria a whole lot. Because if you are able to get one or two friendly games, you can be able to synergize the players, make them to understand themselves very well, have that communication, skill. They will come up with a good display whenever they get out there, because that understanding is there, that fluidity is there. So for me, I think it is a nice one, seeing that they are starting preparation in NS, and I believe that with the fine form we've seen them this season, I believe they are going to go out there and pick one of those tickets.
Interesting one. Let's see what, of course, the Nigeria cricket team will be able to do this time around. Let's go quickly take a look at what is happening, of course, in the ATP final. Jannik Sinner claimed his first ever victory against Novak Djokovic as the Italian beats the world number one at the ATP finals in Turin. Sinner, who is 22 years, won the third set tie break to secure the group match 7-5, 6-7, 7-6 in 3 hours and 9 minutes. It was Djokovic's first defeat since the Wimbledon men's final in July. Michael, what do you make of this performance, of course, from Jannik Sinner? 3 hours, 9 minutes, of course, that particular one ended, and Jannik Sinner, of course, took the victory.
I think it was a hard-fought victory for him out there, but truly deserving, you will say, because squaring up against world number one, who has broken the record of the longest tennis player to stay in the world number one for a lengthy period of time. It is not by fluke. So for me, I think Jannik Sinner put up a very scintillating and superlative performance yesterday against the master of the court, because that is how I prefer to call Novak Djokovic, because it is one man. He's one man who has broken and shattered so many records out there, and still going, still very strong. Not ready to bow out right now. So for me, I think it's a great display, great game, a game that lasted for about 3 hours and some minutes. It is
9 minutes.
It is not a child's play, but Jannik Sinner truly deserves that very keenly contested, a counter game yesterday. And again, Djokovic is very clear that he's beatable right now from what we've seen. And again, I think complacency, I would say, have set in for Novak Djokovic, because having won his last game and also winning the ending of the year ATP, I think
Paris Masters.
Yes, that makes him a little bit complacent enough, because he know that the point disparity to which he's using to top Carlos Alcaraz, Danny Medvedev, even Jannik Sinner, who is world number 4th right now, is very large. That is why maybe possibly that is the reason why he had to take his foot, off the pedal. But then again, you can't take anything away from Jannik Sinner, who put up a human's display yesterday in that very game. And again, even before the game, I was listening to Novak Djokovic, making reference to the fact that Jannik Sinner is a great lad, very determined to get what he wants out there. He was showering encomium and praises upon Jannik Sinner even before that game. And Jannik Sinner did not disappoint. He actually lived up to the expectation yesterday. So for me, I say big congratulations to him.
Big congratulations to Jannik Sinner. Of course, he will play Hugo Rune in his third match. Of course, Rune, this third match, of course, he ended Novak Djokovic 19 match unbeaten run in front of his home crowd. And that was an impressive one, of course, from Jannik Sinner. However, we hear the 24-time Grand Slam champion can't still qualify for the semi-finals by beating Polish 9 seed Hubert Huskes. Talking about the man, Stefano, talking about Djokovic. And let's see how it goes for him. Now, earlier in the match, San Francisco passed the world number 6 trade Rune 2-1 in the group match and appeared to be troubled by a back problem and left the courts to a few cheers from the crowd inside Pala Apito. All right, let's stay away from that. So we'll quickly bring you some of the results we saw in the Nigerian Nigerian Women Football League. Nigeria Ratus, they lost to Nasra Amazons by 3-1. Atlant Queens beat Royal Queens by 4 goals to nil. It was such an impressive one as the Nigerian Women Football League, of course, takes center stage as it is. We'll bring you more of the results, from the Nigerian Women Football League as they unfold. But at this point, we'll take a short break, and when we come back from the break, take a look at the World Cup qualifiers. We told the Super Eagles of Nigeria will be in action tomorrow against Lesotho by 5 p.m. at the Gosla Pabi International Stadium. But before that game, of course, we've seen some of the matches already, talking about the World Cup qualifiers, encounter. And when we come back from this break, we'll bring all of that to you. Please stay with us. So welcome back, Steve Sports Extraordinary on Atlantic Television Network, and of course, we're bringing the latest revolving round the world of sports. It's all about the World Cup qualifiers, for African countries, as we're going to see an interesting, encounter this week when it comes to the World Cup qualifiers. But the African qualifying series for the 2026 World Cup gets underway today, as the first ball is kicking in Group C. That's the Group C harboring Nigeria, South Africa, and Lesotho, Rwanda, Benin Republic, and Zimbabwe. And I tell you, the results are already coming already. Now, Zimbabwe will set bowling the projected 260 match series spanning 47 months. The matches could have been 270, but the 10 matches involving Eritrea in Group E have to be cancelled following the country's withdrawal. Zimbabwe, who are away to Rwanda, just returning to the international competition after the country was suspended by FIFA, and the suspension was fully lifted in July. So a couple of matches, of course, as it stands, and some of the results are unfolding already. But Michael, before we take a look at those results, let's talk about the game between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and Lesotho tomorrow, because this promises to be an exciting one note to watch. As for last time, Nigeria couldn't make it to the World Cup in Qatar. This is another time where they have to rally around to make sure they get that qualification. First will be against Lesotho at the Goslapavio International Stadium. The players are training already, and they've been talking tough ahead of that particular encounter. On paper, you see it to be an easy ride, for Nigeria, to get past Lesotho in this one. But I don't know what you make of it. Do you see Nigeria, of course, getting that needed 3 points at the Goslapavio International Stadium very, very easy tomorrow?
Absolutely, yes. Lesotho shouldn't be a threat to Nigeria when it has to do with football. Though one will say that football, is taking a different turn in Africa, because there are no minors, again, I will often say in football right now. If you go to sleep, other countries, other lesser footballing nations, you think they don't have anything to offer, will just come to your backyard and disgrace you. We've seen that, over a couple of times, where we see, a less placed team, defeating big teams out there. So for me, but then again, I would say that this one shouldn't be a very difficult game for the Super Eagles. Taking a look at the squad depth of the Super Eagles right now, if I'm not mistaken, I stand to be corrected that in Africa presently, as it stands right now, I think Super Eagles has the most informed players in Europe. Now, if you take a look at our front lines, all of them are doing pretty well. Even in the our midfielders, they are all firing from all cylinders. So for me, I don't see Lesotho as that team that is going to go to trouble us. What I'm concerned is about a pattern of play. We should have a clear-cut pattern of play. We know that the result is something that is very, very crucial. That 3 point is something that is very crucial. I understand, but then again, we need to have a clear-cut pattern of play. While churning out that result, we also need to have a pattern of play that after we might have qualified and ready to get to the World Cup, we can be able to say, yes, we have a formidable team and a clear-cut pattern of play that whenever Nigerians, sit back at the comfort of their home to tune on their television, they can be able to say, yes, this is the Super Eagles of my dream. This is the Super Eagles I want to watch. So for me, I'm not, troubled, because I know victory will surely, be for Super Eagles come tomorrow out there in Uyo. And